Hi, Awesome Possums. Let's review Lesson 13, three-digit numbers. All right, three-digit numbers. A digit is any of the symbols we use to write numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A three-digit number is any number that has three digits. For example, 382 is a three-digit number. 529, 104, and 485 are all three-digit numbers. On this screen, I'd like to review the different ways that we can write numbers. The first way is the standard form. 537 is written this way, 537. Another way that we can write numbers is using the expanded form. And remember, expanded form means to stretch it out like a rubber band. You stretch the number out. Expanded form for the number 537 would be 500 plus 30 plus 7. Now, I can also model it, and I model it by drawing pictures. The number 485. I can draw 4 hundreds, 1, 2, 3, 4 hundreds. I can draw 8 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I can draw 5 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be modeling 485. I can put 485 in a chart. Hundreds, tens, ones. 4 hundreds, 8 tens, 5 ones. Another way that I can write 485 is using the written form and write it out in words. 485. On this slide, boys and girls, I'd like to review with you how to write numbers in expanded form and how to take numbers from expanded form and writing them into standard form. So let's look at the first number, 426. To take the number 426, which is in standard form, and write it in expanded form, I would write 400 plus 20 plus 6. Let's look at the next one, 751. I would write 750 plus 1, 751. So I took the number from standard form and I wrote it in expanded form. Now, if we look over here, I have the number in expanded form, and I want to write it into standard form. So 400 plus 20 plus 6 equals 426. 700 plus 50 plus 1 equals 751. On this slide, Awesome Possums, I'm looking at standard numbers, 462, and I'm writing it in word form, 462. Over here is your number word wall. Remember, you have those at your seat. Let's look at this problem. It says 38 tens equals what number? Well, I want to draw 10 38 times. I know that 10 tens equals 100. So if I write 10 times, there's 10 tens, that equals 100. If I write 10 tens another time, that equals 200. Now I have 10, I have 20. Now if I go 10 more tens, I'll have 300. So I have 3 sets of 10, okay? And then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I count all of those 10s up, I'm going to have 38 tens. So 38 tens is going to equal what number? 100, 200, 380. 38 tens equals 380. I know that seems confusing, boys and girls, but it's really, really not. All I did was write 10 38 times, and I put them in rows of 10 because I know that 10 tens is 100. So instead of writing 10 38 times all over the page, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to organize this problem. I'm going to put the 10 in rows of 10 because 10 tens equals 100. So there's one row of 10 that equals 100. Here's another row of 10 that will equal 200. There's another row of 10 that will equal 300. And then here's a row of 8 tens, that's 80. So 38 tens equals 380. So if I ask the question, what would 48 tens be? What would 48 tens be? Okay. If 38 tens equals 380, 48 tens is going to equal what? 480. Remember, I told you this earlier last week. When you're trying to find out how many tens are in a 3-digit number, look at the first 2 digits, and that's going to tell you how many tens. So, if I said I had 40 tens, I had 40 tens, I had 4 of these groups of 10, what number will that be? That will be 400. I need to make sure that you practice that and you understand. Come back to this screen several times if you don't understand how to make these tens equal 380, okay? Boys and girls, here's your quiz. There are 5 questions. Question 2 and question 3 are hard. We're going to do on another slide, but we're going to go over question 1, 4, and 5 right now because they are the easiest ones. Kate's family drives 198 miles to the lake. How would Kate write the number of miles in expanded form? Show your work. Remember, expanded form is like stretching the number out like a rubber band. 198 would be written 100 plus 90 plus 8. If you can't remember expanded form, go back and review the beginning of the video. We're going to skip 2 and we're going to skip 3. We're going to do it on another slide. Let's look at number 4. It says, what does the model show? Answer your answer in the blanks. Write this number in expanded form. How many hundreds? How many tens? How many ones? Write it in expanded form and then write it in digits only. The digits only is the standard form. If you can't remember what expanded form means and what standard form means, you need to go back to the beginning of the video, but I think you do. Here's an easy one, which is another way to show 3 hundreds and 5 tens. 3 hundreds and 5 tens. To answer that question, you could write the number. You could draw a picture of 3 hundreds and 5 tens. You could put it in a chart. But there's only one answer here that shows 3 hundreds and 5 tens. Now, on the next screen, I'm going to go back over question 2 because question 2 can be tricky. All right, boys and girls, here's question 2. It can be tricky, but if you write it out and draw pictures of it, it will not be that hard. When you actually get your test, I'm going to change these numbers here, 25 and 9, to be something different because I want to make sure that you can answer this question and not copy what I did, all right? So it says Chuck has 25 $10 bills and 9 $1 bills. What is the total value of bills Chuck has? Show your work. So 25 $10 bills. I took the number 10 and I wrote it 25 times. Here is 10 tens, and that's 100. Here's 10 more tens, 10, 20, that's 200. Then I needed 5 more tens, that's 50. Then I needed 9 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 25 tens and 9 ones equals what? 100, 250 plus 9 equals what number? 259. All right? Really think about this question and think about how you're going to answer it. I might give you 14 $10 bills and 7 $1 bills. What would you do over here? Maybe I'm going to give you 38 $10 bills and 6 $1 bills. What would you draw over here? Practice that, okay? Have your parents look at it and see if you have it right. All right, we are going to go to the next slide, to the next problem. All right, boys and girls, pay close attention. This is a very difficult problem, and it's one of those problems where they're trying to see if you can read and comprehend and tear a problem apart, break it into pieces to come up with the answer, because it's more than one step. All right, it says Lydia's hotel room has 3 digits. The hundreds digit is a value of 40 tens. The tens digit is greater than 6 tens. What could Lydia's hotel room be? Choose all the correct answers. Well, let's look at this and we'll go step by step. The first thing I want to know is, what is 40 tens? And if I think about that, and you think about what we've been learning, 40 tens is 400. All right? So I know the number has to be 400. It has to be 400. The tens digit is greater than 6. Well, what is 6 tens? 60. 6 tens is 60. So it has to be greater than 60. So what tens are greater than 60? 70 is greater than 60. 80 is greater than 60. And 90 is greater than 60. So what I know is that it has a value of 40 tens, which is 400. And the tens digit is greater than 6, which is 60. 70 is greater than 60. 80 is greater than 60. And 90 is greater than 60. So my number has to be 470 something, 480 something, or 490 something. All right? Think about that. 40 tens is 400. the tens is greater than 6 or 60, because it's saying that the tens digit is greater than 6. 6 tens is 60. So it cannot be 469 or below, because the tens digit cannot be a 6. It has to be a 7, 8, or a 9, a 70, 80, or 90. Think about this question. Think about what these answers could be. Could the answer be 347? No, it can't be, because 300 is not 40 tens. So you have to first go through and look at these answers and figure out which one of these answers has 40 tens and which do not. If it doesn't have 40 tens, then it cannot be the right answer. Then you have to look at it and say, well, now I have to look at the tens digit. Which of these is greater than 6 tens or 60? If it's greater than 6 tens or 60, then there's your answer. I'll give you a hint. There are 3 correct answers here. I want you to think about that, and we'll discuss this question again before we take the test on Friday. Good luck, awesome possums. Go back and review this video as many times as you have to understand 3-digit numbers.